Worcestershire bat deep to take control at Southport. A tense first day between two sides fighting to avoid relegation had ended with Worcestershire on top. Their first innings total of 222 looked a few runs short, until they reduced Lancashire to 96 for 5 in reply, still 126 runs behind. The home side required runs from the tail to boost their chances of a much-needed win. Night watchman Toby Lester was able to help Jordan Clark take the total past 100, but soon after he gloved a Josh Tongue bouncer to Ben Tuig and was gone for 8. Bohannon joined Clark and they reduced the Worcester lead to below 100 runs, only for Bohannon to throw away his wicket. The second run out of the innings, Barnard the fielder, as the pair looked for a third run that simply wasn't there. And Lancashire was still 79 behind when Bailey had one swing too many at Parnell and edged behind to Cox for 4. And immediately the same Worcester combination delivered again. Keshav Maharaj gone for a duck and the visitors closing in on a healthy lead. Fittingly, Josh Tongue finished the job, taking his 5th wicket when Clark was caught at fine leg by Pennington for 27. Lancashire all out for 161, a deficit of 61 runs. Tongue finished with 5 for 63. After 15 wickets on day 1, another 5 had fallen in little more than an hour on day 2. And we soon had number 21 for the match when Worcester's innings began. Mitchell LBW to Bailey for 7. Bailey had been the pick of the bowlers on day 1 and he soon struck again. Joe Clark comprehensively bowled and Worcester were 2 down and 75 ahead. Tom Fell became the 8th wicket to fall before lunch and another victim for Bailey, caught by Davis at point, and it was 31 for 3. That was the end of the morning's drama as Worcestershire limped to lunch on 44 for 3, a lead of 105 runs. More needed on this unpredictable Southport wicket. But not many more added when they lost another wicket. Brett D'Oliveira's 65 was the highest score of the match so far, but the Worcester skipper fell for just 14 second time around, caught behind by Vilas off onions. With runs at a premium in the match, a steady partnership between Milton and Cox was crucial for Worcester as they took their lead past 150. The pair added 61, the highest stand of the match so far, and a real problem for Lancashire. Maharaj finally broke it with his first championship wicket for the county. Cox LBW for 40, Worcester 117 for 5. And their lead had reached a potentially decisive 191 when the spinner struck again. Milton caught behind for 37. New batsman Wayne Parnell found an aggressive way to take that advantage past 200, hitting Maharaj for 6. At tea, Worcestershire were 159 for 6, 220 runs ahead. With 4 wickets still required, Division 1's bottom side Lancashire were up against it. They needed to wrap up the innings quickly before the lead grew much bigger, and they had some success when Barnard was caught on the mid-wicket boundary off onions for 24. But Parnell and Tuig took Worcester more than 250 runs ahead as the task got harder and harder for the home side. The visitors had reached 200 when they lost their 8th wicket, Tuig nicking onions behind for 14. But Parnell was still going strong at the other end for Worcestershire, and he reached his half-century, only to fall 2 balls later, caught at short leg off Maharaj. Worcester's last pair looked to stretch the lead up to 300, and Tongue and Pennington managed just that, before Lancashire finally finished them off. Tongue caught at slip off Leicester for a useful 20, part of Worcestershire's final total of 252. The home side needed an unlikely 314 to force a win they really needed. But they made it through to stumps unscathed. 8 without loss the score, but still 306 required for a memorable victory. Worcestershire will be more confident after a solid batting display, which included only 1 half-century from Parnell, but has put them well on top in this game.